Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your ticker guy coming at you from awesome Niceville, Florida. I want to talk to you briefly about the budget this evening. We're going to start with this chart here. This shows our government profligacy, that is the deficits. We'll just focus on the last 3 years. $1,470 billion in 2008, $1,611 billion in 2009, and $1,714 billion in 2010. Now let's put this in terms of the economy, because it is, of course, percentage of GDP that matters when it comes to all of these wild, crazy claims that are being made by members of Congress. And here we see a very disturbing pattern. 9.7% of GDP in 2008 was borrowed money. Not taxed, borrowed and blown. 11.7% in 2009 and 12.6% in 2010. Both the left and the right have put forward what they claim to be our plans to resolve our fiscal crisis. The left proposes to tax the money from the rich. The right proposes to simply cut spending. Then there are people who propose some combination of the two. The paradox is that if you cut spending or increase taxes, the same percentage of GDP is going to come out, dollar for dollar, against what used to be borrowed and blown. If you think about this, it's obvious. If the government stops borrowing and spending, GDP will contract by that amount. If the government puts a gun to people's head, makes them give up the cash, government has it, now that person can't spend it themselves because you can only spend a given dollar once. This is not complicated mathematics, folks. It's third grade arithmetic, subtraction. So here's my challenge to those people in DC, both on the left and the right. You claim that you can somehow get our fiscal house in order without having an adverse impact on the economy. Show us the mathematics. I challenge you here to do it because I know you can't. The fact of the matter is that for the last 3 years, we have run depression-level GDP numbers, but you've covered it up by borrowing at the federal level and blowing that money into the economy. The Federal Reserve has conspired with you to monetize some of this debt and make it possible without your bond market going crazy like what happened over in Greece. But the days of the Federal Reserve being able to do that are coming to an end. Silver and gold are going crazy, oil is rocketing higher, gasoline is rocketing higher, as are other commodities. The Federal Reserve continues to do this. Everybody in America goes broke anyway because gasoline is $10 a gallon. So that is obviously not a path you can continue down either. The fact of the matter is that the scams and the frauds that were run over the last 3 years to prop up this economy, instead of allowing it to contract back to a reasonable level. And ladies and gentlemen, let us remember that in 2007, 30% of all dollars spent in GDP were borrowed, not earned. We must allow that adjustment to take place. This is a serious time for serious people. Those of you in office, you need to stand before the camera and tell the American public the truth. Yeah, we're not going to want to hear it. I know that. But it is the truth. We do not have an option. Today, Ben Bernanke and President Obama are driving a bus full of the American people. They're sitting on each other's laps. They have the accelerator mashed on the floor. The bus is doing 120 miles an hour and there's a granite wall right up ahead. If we do not get our fiscal house in order, we're going to hit it. If we do get our fiscal house in order, we're going to have to recognize the damage that was done back in 2007 in the economy and the contraction that we should have taken at that time, plus the compounding of the damage that we've done over the last 3 years. There is no avoiding these outcomes. They are the only two choices. Our economy has never managed to put together back-to-back years of material positive growth, ex-debt expansion, since World War II. I wish there was some way that you could come up with a set of facts and a set of actions that was not one of these two choices. There isn't one. It is time to lock the petulant children in the playpen and have the adults come into the room. If that is not you, Democrats, Republicans, Tea Partiers alike, you must resign and allow those who are to take your place. I'm your ticker guy, and this is not my opinion. It's the third grade arithmetic.